It is Thursday, May 21st, and it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood, this neighborhood we call Kahnawake. As you join us for the daily COVID Task Force update, Joe Delarone here with you. And on today's program, we will have the Chief of the Kahnawake Peacekeepers, Dwayne Zacharie, who is a member of the task force. But before that, we'd like to bring on Arnold Lazare, who also is a member of the task force. He's going to provide you with today's first part of our update. Arnold.
Good afternoon and welcome to day 70, I believe. People in COVID land there. Today we're going to talk about balance again. And we're seeing a rise in the tension and the frustration and the divide between the people that want us to open up and the people that don't want us to open up is getting quite ingrained. And we see the camps, I guess, digging in their heels, and the task force is in the middle, making the very difficult decisions. We're faced with many challenges. For every question that comes in, we give an answer, and then there's 250 more questions that arise. And the task force challenge is to try and get the answers in a timely fashion. We've seen it from the other jurisdictions, provincial and federal government, that they say one thing, and sometimes an hour later they change their mind. I'd like to remind Kahnawake that the task force has followed a plan which includes safety and health and keeping our community safe, especially our vulnerable population, the elders, the young, and people that are suspect for health. And the numbers that we are experiencing or not experiencing are a testimony that what we're doing is right. We knew from the onset that closing down would be difficult, and we had a lot of assistance from the community. But we also know that opening up is going to be much more difficult, and we're experiencing that every minute of the day. So we're trying to make decisions in an incremental way to ensure that health and safety is maintained. And once again, always juggling information from not only the provincial and federal, but the state and national U.S. government. So people are getting their information all over. I saw a very good clip on Facebook today. It showed the numbers of deaths that were resulting from the Spanish flu in many years ago. And if you have Facebook, I suggest you just Google the Spanish flu, but it shows that the first wave killed a lot of people, which is where we are, but the second wave killed 10 times more people. And everybody that's been aware says if we open up too fast, we risk opening ourselves up to that. Now, when things open up, we know that there's a good chance that the numbers will increase. I'd like to remind people that if someone does get infected, I doubt very much they did it on purpose, and we need to be human and acknowledge and not do the shaming game or the blaming game. Unfortunately, we've seen it on Facebook where people have had to go and deny that they've had it. There's false rumors. So while Facebook has a lot of good aspects, there is a darker side, and we need to ensure that as a human people, we don't do that shaming and blaming. I don't think anybody wants to get the disease. Now, we've known or we've learned that Quebec is looking at allowing 10 people. Regrettably or not regrettably, I need to let you know that at the current time, with the current measures, that has not been supported for Kahnawake. The task force has to look at how do we transfer that responsibility back to the community members. We are aware that people are frustrated. We are aware that it's getting nicer, and we are aware that there's 2 big holidays coming up, primarily July 1st and July 4th. So the task force is looking at decisions that will continue to make sense. So we're going to be continuing on the same path. The numbers support that item. The task force has, where possible, attempted to alleviate the stresses, and I'll make reference to the campfires and to some pools being allowed to be open, but we need to move slow. And once again, that divide between move faster and move slower is there, and the task force is in the middle. I'd like to end just by requesting that people need patience and they need understanding. The amount of negativism is rising, and that's really what we don't need. We need to continue on a good path, and I trust that Kahnawake will continue supporting it. We know the directives are hard, but we'd like to say you're doing a good job. Keep up the good work. Kahnawà, Kahnawake.
Hi, thanks, Arnold. The point certainly is well taken in terms of, you know, being patient and and don't play that blame game, because no one asks to catch a cold, no one asks to catch cancer, no one asks to break their leg. So no one is certainly asking to get COVID-19. Stay away from that, please. It is really important. Joining us next is the Chief Peacekeeper, Dwayne Zacharie, and he is here today in his other role as a member of the COVID-19 task force.
Good afternoon, Kahnawake. Thank you for participating and continuing to check in with Kahnawake 911. It's vital that you do. We always want to have a lot of information for the community, so that way people can be informed, and that way, you know, they're not hearing it off the street. And just to go back to one of the things that Arnold had mentioned, there's lots of places to find information, whether you're watching an American channel or what the Premier of Quebec is saying. You know, that's all well and good for them, but that's something totally different than what we're doing here in Kahnawake. What we're doing is we're taking a conservative approach. We want to ensure the safety and security of our community. That's vital to us, that's paramount. And as we go along, and we talk about dates and possible dates for opening, I know it's out there, people are hearing June 1st, right? June 1st is still a tentative date, although, you know, we're hoping that it's going to be a good date. At this point, it's still a little bit early to say that for sure, definitively, that's the date that we're going to go ahead. You know, everybody here at the task force is really supportive of business opening and making sure that everyone in the community is safe. But as we go along, we get lots of calls, right? Here at the Peacekeeper station, we field many calls from concerned citizens about the possibility of businesses opening, businesses within the community opening, within the village proper, that kind of thing. People are still very concerned about the possibility of seeing non-residents in the territory, right? Non-locals, people from other areas. People are still saying that they wanted to see the community maybe have a different look than what might happen when businesses do open, whatever date that's going to be. So these are all things that the task force has to take into consideration before, you know, before a directive comes out or before a directive changes to say, you know, business will open up or what have you. As we go along, it's a process, it's a decision-making process, and everybody in the task force has to be able to weigh and place a value on, you know, what's important and what do people want. So yes, business is very important, it's vital, but at the same time, so are the needs of the community, right? So it's a balance, as Arnold said, and we have to weigh that balance, and every day, you know, we work on that to make sure that our community is safe. I know different things are happening in different areas. You can go outside the community now and maybe some retail outlets are open, whatever that may be. That's fine for them. It's not what we're doing. As I said before, we want to remain conservative. We want to make sure that it's safe. Arnold was talking about some of the things that had happened with previous pandemics, right? So we don't want to go down that road. We want to ensure safety and security for members of the community, and that includes people in business, people who have businesses, people who, you know, are just members and residents of the community. Everybody has a value, right? Everybody is equal, so we want to make sure that we can strike a good balance to ensure the safety and security of everyone who comes into the territory. We want to make sure that when businesses are permitted to open, that we keep the volume of non-locals or non-residents very, very low. We don't want to be inundated with people coming from all over the place, coming into the territory and you know, making it so that social distancing and all of those things that are vital, you know, making it so that it makes it hard to do the things that need to get done to make sure that people can continue to be safe. We want to make sure that people, businesses, business owners, managers, people who are responsible for their employees, you know, that they understand too that the responsibility is on them to make sure that their business is adhering to whatever parameters they have that allow them to be open, you know, because it is on them. And they're responsible for the safety and security of all of us in the territory as well. Yes, the peacekeepers are out there to help you, and we will. We'll help businesses. We want to help the businesses. We want to help community members. But just so you know, business owners, you're responsible too, and we want you to be a partner of ours to help us to ensure the safety and security of the community of Kahnawake. You know, at the moment, all of the directives are still in effect. It doesn't matter what Quebec says. It doesn't matter what Canada's doing. What we're saying here in Kahnawake are those set of directives, and that's what we still want to continue to follow. I know people were contacting us and talking about Quebec is doing this and allowing more contacts with people or allowing gatherings to grow. Still not the way it is here in Kahnawake. As I said, we're going to take a conservative approach. It is something that we're looking at, and over the next few days, you know, it's going to be evaluated, and we'll see what kind of changes may or may not take place. What I wanted to share with you is each and every day, your peacekeepers are out there trying to protect you, trying to ensure your safety and security. And the peacekeepers are really pleased with the cooperation that they're getting from community members. All right? I don't want to come on here and make people feel like I'm yelling at you or scolding anybody. That's not what this is about. It's about all of us being partners, right? The Kahnawake peacekeepers, people in the community, business owners, the Kahnawake task force, you know, the MCK, the Longhouse, everybody. We all have to work together to make Kahnawake a safe place. And as we go along, things are going to change, right? But it's been said often, we have to prepare for what the new normal is going to be, right? And we all need to work together to ensure each of our, you know, each of us are responsible for the safety and security of everyone else. Because if we do it that way, then we're going to be in a good position. Right now, Kahnawake has been doing an excellent job. That's how I feel about things, and I really appreciate all of the cooperation we've had from each and every one of you, all of the organizations. But it's vital now that we continue. We continue to do all the things that are necessary to ensure safety and security. And I know you're probably thinking he says those words quite a bit. I do, because I want to make sure that people understand that safety and security is the main reason for the existence of the task force, for everyone. So we all need to be a part of it, we all need to participate, and we all need to be responsible. Now.
Thank you very much, Dwayne. Both Dwayne and Arnold mentioned the conservative approach that Kahnawake is taking and the task force is taking. And by conservative, we're talking about using the scientific information that's available with our medical experts and all of that. So just a little explanation there. Also, just wanted to mention that Arnold talked about all of the ways people are getting information. And that just made me think of, on my way here this afternoon, I was stopped by a lady who said that, when are we opening up? Because Montreal is opened up. And it just goes to show that in many cases, people aren't even paying attention to what is out there, because Montreal is not opened up yet. The thing that we'd like to say, the message we'd like to give to everybody in Kahnawake is, we do these updates every single day. So if there's something new, you're going to hear it first at this time on Kahnawake 911 live. And then if you don't see it, you can replay it. It'll be on Paul's cable, and it's on K1037 as well. But the information that you really need for Kahnawake is right here. So with that in mind, thank you for watching today. We'd like to thank Arnold and Dwayne for appearing on this program, and we'd like to thank you for joining us. Until next time, yao koa dano, onigiwahi.